Hey guys, sorry again, I was MIA last week. I had some personal issues with my grandmother my family found out that she has colon cancer. So we basically took her to get surgery and I've been, by her side for most of the week. Apart from that, I am back this week with a new topic. I'm sorry, I'm kind of, blah, but I'm just a little bit down, and honestly, I just woke up a little bit ago, so. But today's topic, is basically about who we were, and I guess who we are now. I think that's an interesting topic because I've thought about this a lot when I think about, or I look back on memories of I don't know, high school and my younger years and being a teenager, and how different I am from who I was back then. Uh, I always said at the beginning of my transition that I'd still be the same person, regardless. I'd still have the same personality, same likes, dislikes, etc., etc. Because I thought basically testosterone was going to just change, my physical appearance, but I'd still be, me essentially at the end of the day. Uh, and honestly, I think I was wrong about that. I have changed a lot, not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally, on this transition. As a teenager, being, pre everything before I was, even out as trans and everything, I've mentioned in a couple videos on my channel that I used to be very, very, very femme. Um, I did identify as a lesbian, but I did not want to be pegged as a butch lesbian. I did not identify as butch, nor do I identify as butch right now. So I always try to stay away from things that would, peg me to that stereotype. And, for quite a few years, I was, the femme in most of the relationships. I had long hair, makeup, blah blah blah. But I wasn't a happy person back then. Especially in relationships, I had a hard time being faithful in relationships. I couldn't stay put in one place with one person at one time, you could say. And I just, I was dating men and women at the time. I considered myself bisexual, and I still do mildly, on a certain extent, consider myself bisexual, but I mostly date women. So, um, that's a whole other video. So, anyways, I was a very depressed teenager. I used to cut myself regularly on a daily basis. I'm not sure if it comes up on the camera, but I have, a lot of scars that are, I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, but I have like a, kind of like right there, see that? I have a lot of scars on my arm, from when I used to cut myself. It used to be like my only escape because, for the longest time, I did not know why I felt the way that I did or, how to fix it. Honestly, I didn't even know. Right, there's a plane coming. Sorry about that noise. I didn't know that, people can transition to the other sex until I was about, I don't know, 15, going on 16. I actually saw it in a Maury show, and I was astounded by it, and it definitely hit a chord when I saw that, and I kind of had an idea of maybe what it might be, but I ignored it for a really long time because, I just didn't want all the stigma and the stereotype and all that stuff to follow behind me because I knew that for a very long time I was going to be seen as a butch lesbian until I was able to get on hormones and pass as a straight male. No, like I said again, I was a very depressed teenager. I tried to commit suicide when I was 13. I just started getting my period at that time, and, I couldn't take it, and I tried to commit suicide. And, if I didn't have the luck of my mom getting home at the right time, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you at this moment. Um, and it's something that I regret. I regret, trying that because I realize now that it was an immature, cowardly choice to make. But, at the time it seemed like the only way out. And I know there's a lot of teenagers out there that feel the same way, but I just want to take the time in this video to kind of just say, like everybody else is saying on YouTube, you know, things get better. And when you find the right resources and the right information and you get that hope, things do get better and life does change and you do find some semblance of peace with yourself, physically and mentally, when you finally decide to embark on transition, if that's, if you determine that's the thing for you. Um, Now, basically, when I think about how I am now, how I react to things, definitely back then I was a much more emotional person. I used to I'm very hot-headed, so I used to think more with my emotions. Like I let anger get the best of me back then than I do now. Um, Now I kind of just think things through before I actually go ahead and act on my impulses. But I'm not even sure if that's the testosterone or really just maturity with age. I can't really tell if that's the case, but I know that now I'm definitely not as hot-headed as I used to be. Um, I'm a lot more relaxed. I'm a lot more chilled out. I take things, a lot slower. And honestly, now I like who I am, the person that I am now, my personality. I like being around me, as opposed to back when I was a teenager, where I wouldn't even be my own friend. That's how much I disliked the person that I was. And if it wasn't for my best friend, I don't think I'd be half of the person I am right now. She really helped me through those dark times where there was no hope, and I was just an asshole to the world, and I hated everybody because of it. Um, but I'm glad I stuck through, and I'm glad that I'm me, and that I've gotten to, what I am now. And I don't know, it's like it's a completely different person when you look back on pictures and you think of memories and situations that you've lived. It's like you're watching through somebody else's eyes, like it's somebody else's life you're watching. Because honestly, I think that person who I was, that girl, she died um, a long time ago, and I still have her memories in my head, but it's just like a completely different other life, another person. I don't remember being that way. I mean, I can sort of remember how it feels to live her in her shoes, but I don't identify with that person, nor do um I feel like I don't know, it's just weird. It's like when you're on the outside looking in, when you kind of look back at that life that you used to live, because it's like you're living two lives on a constant basis, and when eventually you start transitioning to one and you start to forget the other, it's like it's a mind trick, definitely, when you look back on it. But okay, sorry, now I'm just rambling. I'm very, very, very exhausted. Um but yeah, that's basically my idea on the subject, how I feel about it. Again, sorry, I'm outside. It's very hot, so again, sorry for the background noise. That's pretty much it, guys. That's my idea basically on this subject, and I can't wait to hear from everybody else. So, thanks for listening, guys, and peace out, YouTube.